What's up, guys? Welcome back. I mainly wanted to get this video out just to show you guys the recent snowfall, because the beautiful backdrop. Beautiful but harsh, right? It's cold, it's unnatural, but it's pretty. And I was coming back from the gym. I was like, alright, I'm feeling like making a video. And I already had a previous idea that I wanted to talk about yesterday, and then I got another idea coming back. So I thought, why not join the two? But it's mainly about being live on camera, right? Live as entertainment, as an experience that's an experiment, but also a form of entertainment, right? At some level, we are being watched, right? We've heard of the Watchers, whatever they are. They're Nephilim, Anunnaki, Greys, Archons, some sort of ETs. Plan ET. This is some sort of project we saw in the Decode of 1899. If you haven't watched that, check it out. It's on my channel. It was Project Prometheus at the end, right? I didn't fully elaborate that at the end. I didn't fully go into it, but it was a project. It was, at some level, the simulation is some sort of project, some sort of idea that was undergone. Okay, but from my experiences with regression and with dealing with these beings that are, in essence, the directors behind the scripted reality, or have hijacked themselves or into the simulation and become the directors, right? Hijack this role. When confronting them and asking them, hey, what is the reason that you're doing this to us? Why are you inflicting all this drama and pain upon humanity and creating these scenarios? And their answer was simply because we can, because we enjoy it, right? And when I first had heard that, I was completely bewildered. It was just insanity to me, because having studied a lot of these spiritual texts, I had thought there was some sort of logical order, and evil was a necessary thing, and duality was perfectly normal. Well, maybe at some point duality was perfectly normal. There was a sane flow to duality, to the polarities even, but it has turned into an insanity. I thought, hey, the evil is serving its role. It's providing a catalyst for the good, let's say. But I figured that they manipulate both sides of the same coin, of the same side of chess, let's say. Chess is becoming more popular, so let's use that example, right? Both sides of the chessboard. Because how could such a being be simply acting out of entertainment purposes? But then when you think about it, and what we do here in our own reality, we can call it, we have these movies, we have these entertainment, in which actors, directors use these actors, and these actors have to obviously pretend that they're in that play, that they are the person that they claim to be, and people get enthralled in it. They get captured by the sentiment, by the emotions, right? That's what makes a good movie, that we're so engulfed in it. But that's also what gets the directors paid. That's also what gets the directors what they desire out of the movie. They want to see how the audience will react, and in turn they also want to be entertained. But at some level it is programming, at some level it is entertainment, but at some level it's also an experiment that they're using with all this trauma to get people coming in and out. And at some level it's also energy extraction, whether that's in the form of entertainment, right? They're extracting energy and creating some sort of psychotic benefit for them. That it's also very possible. But we had Anna on the channel about a month ago. In her experience with the three archons, they were basically super delighted at the trauma she was facing through her disease. I can't remember specifically if she talked to them or not, but she did get the feeling that they were just completely laughing at her and mocking her, right? Kind of like some bullies in a sense, right? These intergalactic bullies that are using us to their advantage. And people romanticize these watchers. Oh, they're these great ETs and they're taking care of us. Well, no. Why would humanity need to go through all this suffering, need to experience all this trauma in which they're being manipulated themselves to, fight each other in a sense through these parasites, through this mind parasite, for the purpose of growing or being taken care of, right? It's like sheep being taken care of by wolves, or it's like farmers taking care of the cattle, right? Yo, we're taking care of you, we're making you nice and big just so we can eat you, right? And I'm laughing because it's insane, but I've gotten used to the insanity in a sense, and it's now quite funny what we go through, because it's very similar to what we're doing here, right? It's all copy and paste. It's all just re-simulated, re-implanted, refabricated. And we think that, once we awaken to the state of maybe a higher love or a higher understanding, and we understand where these maniacs may be coming from, these narcissists or people that are using us, we understand what's causing that trauma inside them, and then yet we think, we need that because we need it to trigger us and heal those parts of us that are still being triggered. That's partly true, but in a sense, that environment is holding you back. You're using a triggering environment, that non-stop environment of fight or flight, to constantly create that and constantly keep you in a state of adrenaline, to then think that that's helping me heal, or that's helping me become more aware of myself. And that's not true in a sense. It's definitely not fully true, because if you think back to school, if you think back to how you learned, just the monotonous things that we were taught in school, we weren't taught in a chaotic environment. How do you learn best? Do you learn best when you're being hit on the hand with a ruler, right? Like in some Catholic schools, or how they used to do it at least. You learn best when someone's yelling at you, when someone's constantly belittling you and condescending towards you? Or do you learn best when someone's patient with you, when someone takes time to explain the things you don't understand, right? So how do you heal best? Yeah, many people understand that relationships are acting like a mirror towards them. So, to run away from relationships can be dangerous, can be like bypassing. Whereas people also will romanticize these toxic relationships because, they think they're extracting benefit out of them. And in a sense, what they're doing is using their spiritual ego to try and think that I will show them what's better. I will be the light for them, and they will finally wake up to my level, right? But no, you're just keeping yourself in a toxic environment. And to bring it all back, this realm, this place has turned into something very similar. And we think, we, with our light, we're going to save this place. We're going to save this system. We're going to make it better. Or this place is teaching us something. This place is teaching us how to be. This place is definitely showing us how not to be. I fully agree with that, right? We're surrounded with false light, with illusion, with the whole place is essentially an illusion. But, to become attached to the fact that it's teaching us something, or we're here to save it, is, again, like I mentioned, the trauma bond, right? It's just feeding into the drama for their entertainment. Now, why do I fully believe that this place in essence, a script or an entertainment show for these beings. Well, all we have to do is look at some of the words. We've seen with the movie, The Truman Show, right? Smile, Truman, you're on camera for the world to see, right? Whoever these beings are, controlling the moon potentially through Saturn, projecting it from Saturn through the moon, or using the moon as their base to keep their eye on us. But, looking at words like we're alive, we're on a live show, right? Why do they call shows live? Life, fee, alive with a fee. Even the fact that the words awake, essentially you're awake in the morning, to be awake is used at funerals, awake, right? You're essentially dead here. Things like the metaverse, implying that the virtual reality is dead, and if this place is a virtual reality, it essentially would be dead. And basically, when you die in your dreams, you wake up here, and when you die here, you wake up in your dreams, right? In the astrals, another level of the Matrix. But that's really what set me off, is the fact that when speaking to these beings, they're complete psychopaths. They had no remorse for any of them, for any of us. And many other people have discovered that the higher you go, the more you meet, let's say, these directors or these simulators, these beings writing the story, creating the simulation, the architect in and of itself, simulating a bunch of data for potentially the trauma extraction and for the data extraction as well, for an analysis. And I saw someone else connected to the whole beast system, how it was taking your data, your actual imprints, your digital imprints, putting that into digital clones, and then sending them off on different timelines, and putting them in completely different storylines with different traumas and all sorts of things. I will have potentially very soon someone on the channel, and she'll share some of her experiences with more details regarding this idea that we are potentially in our own bubbles, in our own realities. And we've heard of that with the multiverse theory, right? Where the multiple universes in different bubbles, all existing at the same time. Big bangs potentially happening when these universes collide. But think of it as we being our own universe with our own bubbles, own simulations running, carefully manipulated by, the Adjustment Bureau, let's say. Is like we saw in the movie Spirited, if you've seen that one. They could easily, adjust the simulation through their own technology. Simulation was altered, and different memories were being brought up to kind of encapsulate the person, to try and teach them another lesson, in a sense. And she'll come on, she'll explain a few things of her experiences, and she's got some pretty wild experiences, so you'll want to stay tuned for that. So if you like this video, give it a like, subscribe to catch the future videos, and let me know what you thought in the comments regarding this idea that we are in a show, potentially, all right, in our own stage of life, and we're live in life, right? We're alive. But all right, I'll see you guys next time.